Good morning and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know, I love getting your day started off on the right foot. And to help with that, well, I give you an inspiring quote. And this one is so good today because, well, you'll get it. Here, kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. I love that because it is universal. Kindness, the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. So that quote, I think, beautifully conveys the universal and transformative nature of kindness. It reminds us that kindness transcends barriers, whether physical, emotional, or cultural. You don't need words, elaborate gestures, or even perfect circumstances to express kindness. It's a form of communication that everyone can understand and feel regardless of their situation. For example, when you smile at a stranger, or when you lend a helping hand, or offer a word of encouragement, you're speaking a language that resonates deeply with others. It can uplift someone who feels unseen. It can offer hope to someone who's struggling and remind us all of our shared humanity. You know, kindness is just the right choice. We have the option to be unkind. But if you've ever been treated unkindly, you know how it makes you feel. And I know you don't want to pass that on to somebody else, but it is so easy to do, especially if we get caught up in our situation, in our circumstance, or in the moment. Say we're having a really bad day. We got up on the wrong side of the bed. I know. We all have that opportunity to mess up and to get it wrong and to really show out for the wrong reason. You know what I mean? But today, I want you to remember that kindness is where it's at. Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Think about it. Put it into practice today. And keep it locked in right here to 88.5 JFM. Hey, I'd love to hear from you this morning. You can text me 256-967-0885. I would love to hear from you. Again, 256-967-0885. Got a request? I could play it for you. God doing something big in your life? I want to celebrate with you. Are you struggling with something? I'd love to pray with you. 256-967-0885. Now, to the Christmas music. How about some new song? Bethlehem Calls. Right here, right now, on the Lifeline, on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better.
Life can be chaotic. What brings you peace? Is it a walk in nature? Is it listening to your favorite song? Is it coffee? For me, it's routine. Whatever it is, make time for it today. Your soul deserves rest, joy, and care. Take care of yourself. You and your soul deserve it. Take care of your soul. You're worth it. Your voice matters. Your opinions matter. Your feelings are valid. Please be kind to yourself.
Your word of life today comes to you from Matthew chapter 6, verse 21, in the New Living Translation of the Bible. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be. Why don't you share that word of life with somebody? Tell them about where your treasure is. Yeah, it's a great way of sharing your faith. We've got that word of life for you across all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, or Twitter, and TikTok. And it's always there at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. We hope that you will share it with somebody today. All right, I would like to shout, Joel Mott is out. I see you listening right now down in Palm Coast, Florida. Good morning to you, Joel. Hope you're having a great morning so far. And hey, you know what? However you are listening this morning, whether you're listening like Joel on the stream or maybe on the FM dial or over on the podcast, I would love to hear from you. So reach out, request a song. Tell me how life is going. Just say hi. I'd love to hear from you. The number to text is 256-967-0885. All right, I look forward to hearing from you. More great music headed your way. Phil Wickham with Ann Wilson and Behold, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Hard to believe that we are just, 15 days away from Christmas. Wow, time is flying by. I hope you're ready. Got your gifts yet? So I am a dad to a little girl. Her name is Grace. She just turned 10 years old. I still can't believe it. She has been around for an entire decade. Where have the years gone? It's just flown by. And I know a lot of you with grown kids, you're like, oh, just wait. It gets quicker. Yeah, I'm trying my best to enjoy my little girl as long as I can. We took her to the pizza place with some friends and to the skating rink on Friday to celebrate her birthday. We had an absolute blast. And to tell you the truth, we've been spending a lot of quality time here lately. And that's what really gets my attention with this particular little piece of content I want to share with you. Now, the name of the channel over on TikTok is All Pro Dad. And here is a little advice for all of us dads this morning, just for this week and this Christmas season.
My pro move of the week is spend a time just connecting with your kid and not correcting your kid. Like, even if they're in the middle of it, take a vacation from being frustrated, take a vacation from trying to fix them. You know, nobody wants to be fixed, right? And just spend some time connecting with them this week.
We are dads, so that means we are fixers, and we try to fix, and we try to correct, but sometimes it just comes off not as intended. I know that when I'm trying to help my little girl with her math homework, she gets very frustrated at me, and I'm working on this, trying to soften it a little bit, trying to figure out how I can approach this from a different perspective and maybe gently, softly, approach that homework because she gets so frustrated. But I can tell you this, I have been spending a lot more quality time here lately. Because it's the Christmas season, we have already watched Elf. We've watched Home Alone. Last night, we were watching another one. What was it? It was another Christmas movie. So like all the classics are coming out this month. So maybe take the opportunity to just spend some quality time. Yeah, it goes really a long way. Oh, and by the way, she got a game called Dumb Ways to Die. It's a little card game. And so she got that for her birthday. And me and her and my wife, Cassie, we all three played that game last night, had a fun time. So board games just do great. They do wonders when it comes to family togetherness and just bringing you together. But at the same time, having a little competition, a few laughs, a few giggles. We did have a lot of fun with that game. So yeah, Dumb Ways to Die. Anyway, I got some more great music headed your way. I got Stars Go Dim with The First Noel. Let's go ahead and hit that right here, right now on the Lifeline Morning Show. Thanks for hanging out with me.
The first Noel, the angels did sing.
So I couldn't think of the name of the movie earlier, but we did watch another Christmas movie last night. Here's a little clip from it. See if you can guess where it's from.
Most wonderfulest Christmas ever! Wait, look! Here's one more. Has your name on it.
You got it. Good job. Yes, it is. The Polar Express. Good stuff. That was a great movie last night. So, hey, we're like 3 classics down, and we've got a lot more left to go. We noticed that, let's see, Christmas with the Cranks. That is my wife's favorite Christmas movie. It's on Hulu right now, so we'll probably watch that one tonight. So we'll see how it works out. But, hey, take the opportunity to have some movie nights with your family, especially with these Christmas classics. It's good stuff. All right. I got Kane here with Christmas, Baby Please Come Home, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show.
The snow's coming down. I'm watching it fall.
Coming up here, we've got a, car line competition. Going to be giving away some gift cards this morning. But hey, I need to tell you a little bit about something going on locally. And it's a pretty big deal. So here, take a listen to this. A little script I put together. You'll hear this as an announcement throughout the day here shortly. I'm hoping to get it produced sometime today. but it's for a very worthy cause. So here's how the script reads. Everyone deserves a seat at the table, and Asbury High School FCA wants to partner with you to help make that happen at their Come to the Table event, Thursday, December 19th at 6 p.m. at the Asbury High School lunchroom. They'll be serving a Christmas dinner and giving away canned food, toys, jackets, blankets with free haircuts, and more, all while supplies last. And that's where you come in. If you'd like to donate any of those items or offer your services to help the night be a success, you can call 256-878-4068. Yeah, Asbury High School FCA trying to reach out to the community, being your hub that you can share the love with these families who could really use the support. Again, the number to call if you'd like to donate your time or your services or any of these particular items is 256-878-4068. All right, just wanted to tell you about that. Now, let me tell you one more thing, because you see, I've been talking with Joel Modest this morning, and he's giving me some dad jokes. So let me read one of them to you. Pretty cool stuff here. He said, "How do you know when Santa's around? You can always sense his presence. Presence like under the tree." Little play on words there. Joel Modest, that was a groaner, sir. Thank you. That was an excellent dad joke. Now, let's hear from Kane and Stephen Curtis Chapman with Wonderful right here, right now on the Lifeline on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better. It's so funny that Kane is mentioned here because Kane is actually a subject for our first question of the car line competition this morning.
Gathered round the table, so much to be thankful for. It's Christmas. Oh, how I miss this.
I know we've got a bunch of kids in the car right now waiting to get into that schoolhouse, and so I've chosen a piece of content here to really help you kids, because sometimes I know you look at something, it looks like, hey, I can't do this. I don't even feel worthy to tackle this thing. I don't feel equipped. I don't feel like I know enough. I'm going to fail. It's going to be bad. But I want you to listen to this, because sometimes all it takes is one simple thing to change everything. Listen.
Your self-worth is everything, but people think that kids, even, I'm asked all the time by parents, how do you teach your children self-confidence, especially if they have a disability in learning in any kind? And I always say the same old thing, because I really believe it, teach them to try. I will outtry anyone in the universe and try harder than anybody else, and I'll win because of it. But while you're feeling unworthy, you don't feel like you have the right to try. You form a new habit of yourself if you just try. The reason I'm confident is because I know I'll outtry anybody. I know I'll always show up. I know I'll get back up. That's what teaches me self-confidence. But still, there are times where you feel unworthy, intimidating, and as long as it doesn't happen all the time, keeps you honest. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a trait you have to learn to undo and replace with something else by trying, just trying.
I love that. You just got to try. Don't disqualify yourself, because, hey, you can do this thing. At least give it a try and find out if it's for you. Sounds like some pretty good advice. Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give me the horn. All right, now let's go ahead and crank that engine. Then let's start that music so I can say, hey, everybody, it's time to play the car line competition. That's right, it's your chance to win some gift cards. This is a trivia game. I'm going to ask the question, give you the cue to call. When you call me up, you're going to stand the chance of winning 3 gift cards, 1 to keep, 2 to give away. I'll even ask you who you giving them to. Oh, by the way, they're to Gunnersville Chick-fil-A, Albertville Home Bakery, and the Caring Heart Thrift Store in Arab. Don't be nervous. I record the phone calls, edit them, and make you sound like a rock star on the radio. I don't take the phone calls live. So let's do this thing. Here is your first question of today's car line competition. What was the name of the city founded by Cain after he left God's presence? Was it A, Sodom, B, Gomorrah, C, Enoch, or D, Canaan? 256-505-0885 is a number to call. Oh, you want this to be an open book test? Okay. Genesis chapter 4, verses 16 through 17. How quick can you find it? Genesis chapter 4, verse 16 and 17 will give you the answer to this question. What was the name of the city founded by Cain after he left God's presence? Was it A, Sodom, B, Gomorrah, C, Enoch, or D, Canaan? 256-505-0885 is the number to call, and I'm waiting on your call right now. While I wait, let's hear some music. It's Katie Nicole. Oh, what a king.
Who am I that you would choose me?
88.5 JFM, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, is this Rainberry?
Yes, and you can just call me Rain.
Okay, Rain. It is Rain, and Rain is having a good day.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, well, I've got a question for you. This is all about the Bible, and I did give you the reference for it, so this is an open book test as well. But here's your question. What was the name of the city founded by Cain after he left God's presence? Was it A, Sodom, B, Gomorrah, C, Enoch, or D, Canaan?
C. It's C.
It's C, Enoch? Well, guess what? Enoch is correct. Congratulations to you. You just won 3 gift cards. How does that make you feel?
Happy.
I'm so glad that it does. Now that's 3 gift cards.
I want to roll them over.
We're starting a train?
Mm-hmm.
I hear it in the background. Good job. You've got such a big heart, Rain. Well, hey, you want to shout somebody out this morning just for the fun of it?
My teacher,
Oh, which ones?
Miss Williams and Miss Kelly.
What do you love about them?
Well, they're both nice.
Oh, very good. I'm glad that you have some nice teachers. All right, we'll get this train rolling. Thanks for calling me.
You're welcome.
All right, bye. So cool. Those 3 gift cards on the train. That means the next person who plays has the chance of winning 6 gift cards. And yes, Genesis 4, 16 through 17 tells you the answer that it is indeed Enoch. So let's get on with the show, shall we? The second question here. All right, we're going under the sea, asteroida. All right? I just gave it away. Oh my goodness. Asteroidia. It refers to which group of creatures? Is it A, oysters, B, starfish, C, spiders, or D, plankton? Ooh, 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Asteroidia. There we go. I think I said it right that time. Refers to what? Oh, y'all are quick. There's my caller. Stay right there on the phone line with me while I start this song. I'll get your answer. All right, let's see. We've got Avalon with Majesty right here, right now on the Lifeline. Hey, good morning.
What was it again?
All right, here's your question. Asteroidia refers to which group of creatures? Is it A, oysters, B, starfish, C, spiders, or D, plankton?
Starfish.
Starfish is correct. Congratulations, sir. You just won 6 gift cards.
This is bad.
I know it is.
I'm rolling over.
All right, man.
Super tires cutting on down the track.
All right, we'll do it, man. Those 6 now become 9. Ooh, this is going to be good. All right, man. Thanks for calling. Have a great day. So much fun. 9 gift cards now up for grabs if you have what it takes to answer my next question. So here we go. Which of these marine animals lives on a diet of seagrass? Is it A, a dugong, B, a dolphin, C, a whale, or D, a penguin? Ooh, 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Which of these marine animals lives on a diet of seagrass? Is it A, a dugong, otherwise known as a sea cow? Is it B, a dolphin, C, a whale, or D, a penguin? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Waiting on your call right now. And while I wait, let's hear some more great music. How about some Big Daddy Weave and Ring the Bells right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. 88.5 JFM, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good, who am I talking to?
Vicky.
All right, Vicky. Are you feeling lucky, Vicky?
I'm going to feel lucky because I'm not positive.
All right, well, here is your question. All right, which of these animals lives on a diet of seagrass? Is it A, a dugong, B, a dolphin, C, a whale, or D, a penguin?
I'm going to say the first one.
I know, it's such a weird name, right?
The cow,
Sea
yeah,
cow?
cows eat grass, so maybe an ocean one would too.
That makes sense because hay's for horses and cows eat grass. So dugong is correct. Congratulations.
That was a total guess. I didn't even know what that meant.
Yeah, I got you. You know, it was kind of foreign to me too, but it's a marine animal. It's one of 4 living species of the order Sirenia, which also includes 3 species of manatees. It looks just like a manatee. So
okay.
There you go. You ever seen manatees out in nature before?
No, not. I've seen them on, TV, but
On TV?
not in person. No.
Oh, let me tell you, it's one of the coolest things ever. So we spent a lot of time in Florida as a kid because a lot of my family's from down there. We go to these crystal clear springs, and these manatees would just be grazing on the grass on the bottom. It's so cool. They look like living pebbles. They move so slow, and they're so big. So. Yeah.
And they're gentle, I heard.
They're
not
are.
aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, 9 gift cards. That's a lot of love to share with a lot of people.
And I'm going to roll that love on over.
Oh, my. So now that train is rolling through. And we got 12 gift cards up for grabs for the next question. Wow.
Sounds great.
All right.
Sounds great.
Thank you so much for calling me this morning. Would you like to shout somebody out just for the fun of it?
I'm going to shout my mother out and have her bless her day today and just send her good thoughts all around.
Very cool. What's your mama's name?
Adria.
What do you love about her?
Oh, my gosh. She's just sweet. She's all, she's my mama. She's been there.
Right.
Thick as thin, good and bad,
Yeah.
Always is.
That's good stuff.
Godly woman, loves the Lord.
And you said her name was...
Pass that on.
You said her name was Adria. That's such a unique name.
Yeah, I don't see that name very often.
Any idea on the origin of it?
I don't.
Okay.
I should look that up.
Yeah. I bet you there's a story there.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, hey, thanks. Have a great day.
You too, Stephen. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So when we pick this game back up tomorrow morning, somebody's going to stand the chance of winning a bunch of gift cards. It's going to be a blast. But we'll bring it to an end this morning with a little more info on dugongs. They're also known as sea cows. They can grow up to 13 feet 4 inches in length and weigh up to 2,240 pounds. Those are some big old sea cows. But yeah, they're pretty cool to see out in nature. Well, all right, I guess we need to get to some ministry and business impact partners, get some weather, some word of life, and we've got 2.5 hours of show left. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, so I hope that you will stick around. And remember, we'll play this game again tomorrow morning, starting at 7 o'clock.
This is Pastor Gary Kraft with your Drive Time Devotion. As a kid, I remember seeing kinfolks sometime during the Christmas season. Inevitably, someone would ask this question: what are you getting for Christmas? Or when we went back to school, my friends would ask, what did you get for Christmas? The older I got, the more I realized that the most important gift couldn't fit under a tree, nor could it be wrapped with paper and bows. As a parent, I soon learned that the delight of my children in what I gave was much more precious than any other gift. I delighted in their delight, in their surprise, in their gratitude. I'm not sure when it happened, but eventually I began to realize that our Heavenly Father is the same way. He has delighted in sending His greatest gift to His children, the gift of His only begotten Son, even to the point of His Son suffering and dying in our place. But the question lingers: how much delight will we have in His gift? How grateful will we be? One of my memories of my children at Christmas time is often how I saw them stack up their gifts and play with the boxes or have fun with the piles of wrappings. The initial excitement over the gift was intense, but it soon faded, because that's the nature of earthly gifts and human emotions. The new wears off, the thrill fades, and our hearts start looking for the next new thing. How quickly we can lose the delight in God's most awesome gift. And how many of His blessings will be squandered or cast aside as we begin playing with the wrappings and the boxes. Just because something glitters doesn't mean it's gold. Let's spend this Christmas season delighting in the greatest gift of all. Let's pray. Holy Spirit, help me see the unparalleled beauty and worth of the ultimate gift You've given me, a relationship through Your Son, Jesus. Help me avoid distractions from that delight. In His name I pray. Amen.
Ooh, got a little Christmas surprise here. I was looking over at my temperatures to see if I might find a big round number, and guess what? I sure enough did. I did. Scottsboro just happens to be Oh, yes, they are. Kissing. That's 60-degree mark right now. They had to drop a few degrees to do it, but they're there. It's 64 right now in Coleman, 62 here in Guntersville, and 65 over in Bluntsville. You know, one of the things that comes along with marriage is lots of times the pastor says, hey, let's do a little counseling. Let's meet a few times before we officiate the wedding, before the big day, right? Because they want to make sure everything's good to go. So, makes sense, especially with a new couple, maybe in their 20s, something like that, maybe 30s. But for this couple, Bernie and Marjorie, they've seen quite a lot of life. In fact, a lot more life than the minister. So how did that particular counseling go down? I'll tell you all the details coming up. Stick around. This is going to be worth it. Oh, it's such a good story. And it's so sweet, too. So we'll get to it right after this. It's Toby Mac and Christmas this year, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. After a 10-year engagement, it finally happened. That's Bernie. Oh my goodness. It was such a magical occasion. See, Bernie, he decided to put a ring on it. Because Marjorie, well, that was his girl. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. So, it was really a surprise for everybody. But 10 years ago, well, they met each other at a costume party in their senior living facility. Yep, that's where they've been over the past few years. And when it came time to get married, the rabbi, well, he didn't have much to say to this couple, considering they've seen a lot more life experience than he has. Yeah. How old are Bernie and Marjorie, you might ask? Well, let's just say that they're both in their triple digits. 100 and 102 years old. Yeah, Bernie's granddaughter didn't think that they would actually get hitched. They just thought, her and the family thought, that they would just live out their days status quo. But nope, they decided to get hitched. How cool is that? Rabbi Adam Wolberg had the honor of joining the world's oldest newlyweds in matrimony. He had some beautiful things to say about the couple, even though he refrained from offering any kind of relationship advice. He pointed out Marjorie and Bernie had already amassed a lifetime of wisdom and experience. That's not to suggest that you won't continue to learn and develop as people, he said, but I think it's safe to say each of you, what you know and understand about each other is exactly what the future holds for you and your partner, and what you have determined you love about each other. Well, those things are not about to change. So there you go. Bernie and Marjorie with a combined age of 202. How crazy is that? Wow. You know what? Love is for everybody. I'm so glad that they took that next step. How cool is that? All right, more great music headed your way. I got Rhett Walker. Well, have yourself a merry little Christmas. Yeah, I think that's in store for this couple.
Over the years, I've done a lot of business travel, and whenever I visited Dallas, my company used to let me stay in a very nice, high-end hotel. But one day, that location was full up, so I had to move about a quarter mile down the road to their sister hotel, which was not nearly as nice. So I adjusted my expectations. But when I checked in, there was this wonderful woman at the front desk, Caprice, who seemed highly motivated that I should feel taken care of. And she asked me all sorts of questions about whether I liked to be on the top floors or the lower floors, and whether I wanted to be near the gym, whether I needed a wake-up call. And after she finally gave me my room key, she said, "And now the time has come for you to spin the prize wheel." And she pulled out this little hand-decorated prize wheel that she'd made that you would spin for goofy things like a free cup of noodles or nail clippers. And I think I won a granola bar, which she was very excited to give me. And one of the other guests saw this and asked if he could spin the wheel. And she said, "Well, you have to earn it. I need to see you smile," which he did. And then I think he won like a little bottle of mouthwash, which he was just tickled about. Anyway, I stayed there for 3 days, and Caprice noticed that each night I would return to the hotel on one of those little Lime scooters. which I would then leave near the entrance, hoping that it would be waiting for in the morning, but of course it never was. Somebody would always snatch it. Except on the last morning of my visit, just as I was walking out the front door, a young guy at the desk said, Wait, Caprice saved your scooter in the back, so you'd have it in the morning. And on the scooter, she'd left me this note that said, "A single sunbeam drives away many shadows." Now, I feel pretty sure that no manager or executive told her to do any of these things. But I still think she had a great boss, because sometimes the best skill a manager can have is just knowing not to get in the way.
Sometimes those little things make the biggest difference. Really stuck in his mind, didn't it? So how can we spread kindness today? Hey, let's give it a try, okay? Here's Chris Tomlin with Noel, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, come with me on a journey as we go to ancient Egypt. You see the Great Pyramids standing in front of you. You find the entrance. You walk through the corridor. And as you walk down the tunnel, you find the chamber where the sarcophagus lay. King Tut, lying in state. You know what? You've got something similar to that in your house if you use a fake Christmas tree. If your Christmas tree is like 10 years old or more, likely that box, the original box that it came in, looks like a sarcophagus. It sure does. Like a mummy's on the inside, because there's so much duct tape or whatever tape you have on hand. So I just had to have a little fun with you. I thought that was so funny. And for those of you with a Christmas tree at like 25 years old and you still have the original box, kudos to you. Yeah, mine's going on probably 10. And I need some more duct tape. And there are all kinds of colors of duct tape on the outside. So, yeah, it's not looking too good. But duct tape will fix it. I'm sorry, I just had to take you to ancient Egypt, to the sarcophagus, in the chamber. And I had to use my little mysterious voice. Now, would you like to hear some more music? Okay, for King and Country with Glorious, right here, right now, on the Lifeline Morning Show. I'd love to go to Egypt, though, in all seriousness. I've always wanted to go there. That'd be cool. Well, I came across an interesting article that tells you how to wash a cat. How do you wash a cat? Are you supposed to wash a cat? I've started reading this, and I don't know. I might get some emails on this one if I share it on the air, but I think it's going to be worth it. So stick around. We'll talk about how to wash a cat after Bebo Norman. And what child is this? I just got finished reading a very interesting article. And this particular article is a how-to, if you will, a do-it-yourself guide on how to clean your cat. Because, you know, cats, they need to be cleaned from time to time. Yeah, I know that they lick and they clean themselves. They give themselves a bath. So, but every now and then, you just got to give your cat a bath. At least that's what this says. It says how to wash a cat. Oh, if you've never heard this before, you are in for a treat. So, I wonder, how do you wash a cat? Well, let me tell you. Step 1. All right, put both lids of the toilet up and add 1/8 of a cup of pet shampoo to the water in the bowl. Pick up the cat, number 2, pick up the cat and soothe him while you carry him towards the bathroom. Step number 3, in one smooth movement, put the cat in the toilet and close the lid. You may need to stand on the lid. At this point, the cat will self-agitate and make ample suds. Never mind the noises coming from the toilet. The cat is actually enjoying this. Sure. Okay, and number 5, finally, you have to flush the toilet. And do that 3 or 4 times. This provides a power wash and rinse. And step number 6, have someone open the front door of your home be sure there are no people between the bathroom and the front door. Step number 7, stand well behind the toilet as far as you can and quickly lift the lid. Number 8, the cat will rocket out of the toilet, streak through the bathroom, and run outside where he will dry himself off. Number 9, both the toilet and the cat will be sparkling clean. Yours sincerely, the dog. After many years of observing the cat and all its behaviors, the dog knew that he couldn't stand water, so he devised this plan to help and to get back at the cat. Those cats are mean sometimes, aren't they? Anyway, take that for what you will. I would not recommend doing that at home. I'm just saying, but the dog wishes that you would. So there's that. Now Plum with Silver Bells right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Oh, that's one mad cat, isn't it? Yeah. How mad? This mad? Maybe this mad. Yeah, that mad. I just shared the story about how to wash your cat, as, given from the dog. It's a how-to guide. If you missed it, you've got to check it out on the podcast, 10:30 over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But, I got that particular little do-it-yourself guide from the Right Reverend Larry Walls. I got a call from him right after, and he has a little something to follow up with. So take a listen to this. That's good.
Hey, you heard about the little boy that his dad was a pastor, right?
Oh, I don't think I have. Tell me.
Yeah. A little boy was his dad was a pastor, and his mommy, heard the little boy out playing one day, and she looked out, and the little boy had all of his little kittens sitting up on a ledge, and he was preaching to them. I mean, he was preaching to them, and them little cats was just turning their heads side to side, just sitting there being so nice. She thought how sweet that is. In a few minutes, she heard the awfulest racket you ever heard in your life. And she looked out there and she said that she saw the little boy. He had the kittens by the scruff of the neck, dunking every one of them in the wash tub out there. And she hollered out and she said, "Johnny, you need to stop that. You know cats don't like water." He said, "They ought to have thought about that before they joined my church."
They was getting baptized. That's good. Oh, man.
I thought you'd like that one.
I do. I like it a lot. I'm going to have to share that one.
You can. They might get tired of hearing my stuff.
No, man. No way. That's good stuff.
All right. Well, I was heading out trying to stay dry.
All right. Have a good one.
See you, buddy. Bye.
That's good stuff right there. Thanks again, Pastor Larry, for reaching out this morning. Some good stuff. All right. Now, I think we need a good, fun song. So how about, Chris Lawrence's favorite song. It's Dominic the Donkey right here on the Lifeline Morning Show.
Hey, chingity ching, it's Dominic the Donkey.
I think we need one more fun Christmas song. I haven't played this one yet, so here, enjoy this one.
All right, you chipmunks, ready to sing your song?
I'll say we are. Yeah, let's sing it now.
Okay, Simon?
Okay.
Okay, Theodore?
Okay.
Okay, Alvin? Alvin? Alvin!
Well, good morning to you, Atlanta, Georgia. I see you hanging out with us on the stream. Also, Birmingham is with us. Huntsville, Albertville is here. Joel Modis in Palm Coast, Florida is hanging out with us as well. Been having some fun talking about how to wash your cat. If you missed that, you're going to have to hear it on the podcast after the show, 10:30 on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Just type in Lifeline Morning Show on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. That's how you can find it. Now, just a couple minutes ago, we played Alvin and the Chipmunks, right? The Chipmunks song, Christmas Don't Be Late. And I was wondering, who was the original voice of the Chipmunks? Like, what voice actors got into the studio and did that? And I've been doing a little research, and I'm almost ready to share it with you. But see, I love stuff like this. And I think I'm fostering a love for this kind of stuff in my daughter as well. Because, you see, we watched The Polar Express last night. And I don't know if you realize this or not, but did you know that Tom Hanks is the voice of like 5 or 6 different characters in that movie? Yeah, just Tom Hanks himself. It's pretty cool stuff. So when my daughter and I are watching a movie, we'll pick out voices, and we know these voice actors, and it's so cool to go behind the scenes and find out, okay, who's on the mic, who's given that character their voice and their attitude. It's really a lot of fun. So I'm going to do a little more digging, and I'll come back, and we'll talk a little more about Alvin and the Chipmunks. And from what I've found so far, you are going to be astounded at who voices all of these characters. Okay, so stick around. Sidewalk Prophets, Hope Was Born This Night. I got that for you right here, right now, on the Lifeline Morning Show. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Well, who are they? Are there different voice actors for each one of the characters? Actually, the answer for that is no. They're all the same guy. Did you know that? Ross Bagdasarian Sr. He was the creator of Alvin and the Chipmunks. In fact, he was known also as Dave Seville, and here he is on the Ed Sullivan Show all the way back in 1958. You can hear his original voice.
A very, very cute number, but naturally, this is the Christmas season, so we should have Alvin and his little pal sing the Christmas song.
Huh? Well, thank you, Ed. I hope I can get... Alvin!
There he is.
He wouldn't do anything. He's just kidding, Ed. He wouldn't do it, really, honestly, Ed.
There he is in his normal voice. But yeah, he brought a lot of magic to the studio because, you see, he recorded his own voice and he changed it. He manipulated it. So much so that he was able to get quite a few awards for his work producing the music of Alvin and the Chipmunks. So now you know a little bit more about what goes on behind the scenes with your favorite trio. Well, hey, those kinds of things I'm all about. I love learning about who is on the microphone, who's given this character their voice. I think there's something magical about that. And it's something that we all experience from our youngest ages because, hey, those cartoon characters, right? So I don't know. Have you ever done a deep dive to find out who the voice was of your favorite cartoon character? Well, let me encourage you to do that. There's YouTube. Go over there, type in your favorite cartoon, and type in the word voice actor right after and find out what's going on. It's pretty cool. I follow some of these voice actors too, like Jim Cummings. Did you know he is the voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger? Yeah, he also does a lot of other stuff, like a cartoon that was big when I was a kid, Darkwing Duck. He's also in a bunch of Disney movies. He's that firefly, you know, that lightning bug whose butt lights up on The Princess and the Frog. He's all kinds of things. He was even in my favorite cartoon growing up, and that happens to be Tailspin. Yeah, he was Don Carnage. So anyway, a lot of stuff right there. Just all you have to do is go search it out, and I think you'll be amazed at what you find. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day so far and a great Christmas season because, hey, this is a magical time of year. Make sure you're taking time with the family and your friends and really make sure that they feel the love, okay? All right. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, some Chris August with Jesus Savior right now, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show.
Once upon a time, in a town called Nazareth, lived an ordinary girl.
Are you a bit of a perfectionist? Yeah, me too. I really have a hard time finishing things because I want it to be just right. But I have to challenge myself on that topic because, you know what, it needs to get done. Sure, I could spend all kinds of time and energy and effort and resources to get it just so, but as long as it gets done, that may be all that really has to happen. There's just something about it for me. I want it to be just right. I wonder if that's you too. Yeah? Well, I came across Mike and his suggestion here, a little life lesson that he actually got from his dad. Here, take a listen and see what you think of this.
How often do you hold back because something isn't perfect? Sheryl Sandberg said it best. Done is better than perfect. When I was younger, I'd get stuck waiting for everything to be just right. It was frustrating and discouraging. Then my dad told me, Mike, perfection isn't attainable, but excellence is. That was my light bulb moment. Stop letting perfection paralyze you. Start focusing on progress, not perfection. Now go forth and conquer.
I really like that. Start focusing on progress, not so much perfection. And I love that he used that term excellence because there's a way that you can do something. It's like the Bible says, you're doing it as unto the Lord. You're doing it with all that you have. You're doing it with excellence. So give it your all and get it done. Just don't get paralyzed by the idea of it not being able to be perfect. Because, like he said, nothing on this earth is perfect. And when it comes to us humans, no, we are flawed, every single one of us. So, I know, we've got to remember, just, hey, do our best and keep moving forward. Sound good? All right, thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I got Emmanuel coming up after this. It's a new song, and a song that might make you cry just a little bit. You know which one I'm going to hit, right? It's got the word Christmas in it, but there's just something about those Christmas shoes that new song knows about so well. Here, take a listen. So if you're in Albertville and you just happen to see one of those like big jets flying overhead and you're thinking, hey, they're flying kind of low. Well, it's because they're about to land. Yeah, I don't know if you heard about this or not, but this is pretty cool. So the Albertville Regional Airport has been receiving, well, at least one of these planes. It's a Boeing 717. It has a capacity of about 110 people, but why are they landing in Albertville? Actually, I found this story over at the Sand Mountain Reporter. Just so happens there's a company that works out of the regional airport there in Albertville. It's Aviation Service Partners, and I got to learn a little bit more about them. And you see, their headquarters are in Albertville, and they have landed a partnership with Delta. Now, they also have another hub out in Texas, but it looks like some more of these Delta Boeing 717 planes may be landing in Albertville to get maintenanced. Yep, because that's what they do. It's a pretty big deal. So just in case you see one of those big jets flying low, now you know that they're coming to Albertville. How cool is that? Now, these smaller planes like this, well, they are for those short jumps, like from Birmingham to Atlanta, that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's really quite the workhorse for Delta. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of these planes come in here. They are hoping that this means maybe a little more work, maybe a few more jobs right here in the Marshall County area for our residents. So there you go. Just a little heads up for you. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Let me get you one more song and we'll come back with your This Day in History. Have some fun with that. But for right now, let's dance a little bit, shall we? This one will get you moving. It's Zach Williams. Go Tell It on the Mountain. I love the bass line in this. It just moves. Oh, you got to grunt like Zach too. Here we go. Well, good morning, and welcome to This Day in History, a chance for us to look back on yesteryear and celebrate some milestones and some movers and some shakers who've gotten us this far. So what happened on this day in history? On December 10th, 1520, Martin Luther publicly burns the papal edict demanding that he recant his attack on the papacy as a mediator between God and man and its authority over secular life or face excommunication. Ooh, serious stuff right there. And on this day in 1845, Robert Thomson, a Scottish civil engineer, patented the first pneumatic tire in London, England. On this day in 1869, Wyoming territorial legislators grant women the right to vote. Wyoming thus became the first U.S. territory or state to grant women this fundamental right of citizenship. On December 10th, 1984, the discovery of the first planet outside our solar system, orbiting a star 21 million light years from Earth, is reported by the U.S. National Science Foundation. Look into the skies, up into the stars. On this day in 1998, researchers report the first complete genetic blueprint of an animal upon mapping all 97 million genetic letters of the worm Caenorhabditis elegans. And you know what? I like this whole genetic sequencing thing. In fact, there is a company up in Huntsville that does that. It's called Hudson Alpha. And it is amazing, all the work they do up there, trying to help people to deal with certain things. I know they really focus a lot on breast cancer and other things that may be genetically sourced. So I've been in that facility before as well. They've got quite a lot of computers doing all the processing. Yeah, and they name them different names. They have a few Muppet names in there. I thought that was pretty cool. On this day, all the way back in 1901, the first Nobel Prizes were awarded in the fields of physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. The ceremony came on the 5th anniversary of the death of Swiss engineer Alfred Nobel, inventor of dynamite. In his will, Nobel directed that his fortune be placed in a fund where the interest would be annually distributed in the form of prizes to those who, during the preceding year, shall have conferred the greatest benefit on mankind. It's widely believed he created the prizes out of moral regret over the increasingly lethal uses of his inventions in war. Wow, trying to balance things out, it sounds like. On this day in 1830, Emily Dickinson was born, the American poet. In 1879, E.H. Shepard was born. He's the English artist best known for his illustrations for A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh and Kenneth Graham's The Wind in the Willows. Also in 1928, Dan Blocker was born. If you've ever watched Bonanza, you know who that is. And there you go. That's this day in history. Now, I get to close the book, bring the music down, and remind you of a simple truth. Here we go. You see, in this book I hold in my hand, well, there are plenty of facts and figures, and even some smiling faces to accompany the information written about them. And I think it'd be amazing to have your history written in a book so that other people can know about you, what you contributed when you're long gone, right? A very humbling thing. At the same time, your history might not be written in a book like this, and that's okay. You know why? Because regardless of whether your history is in a book or not, well, your history is being written every single day. On the hearts and in the minds of every person you come in contact with, how you make them feel. So I wonder if maybe you could take a challenge I like to take every day. It's simply this. Let's resolve to make good history today. So that whenever somebody thinks of us, well, they'll get a smile on their face or a little extra warmth in their heart. What do you think? Can you stand to the challenge? I know you can. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, let's crank it up with the Newsboys and Jingle Bell Rock, shall we? It's that time of the morning where we can check in with a good friend of ours. His name is Brian Trent from Hampton, South Carolina. He pastors Lighthouse Church up there. He and his family are all across the socials under the handle Trent Tribe. And I would suggest finding him if you'd like. If you enjoy what you hear, I share it every day. And I've been following him for over a year now. I'm so glad that I have because he's got a lot of great content. So what does he have for us today? Well, it's kind of reminding me of this whole idea of, on TikTok, there's this trend. We listen and we don't judge. It's been kind of a fun trend to follow, but this really talks about some judgment, but in a very negative way, in the way that makes you kind of cringe a little bit, in the way that makes you kind of, take a listen, see what you think.
So losing a child was God's judgment on us? That's what my father said to my wife and I after a miscarriage over 20 years ago. If you've experienced hurt from a believer or a church, hear me out today. So why was God judging us, you might ask? Because we had sinned in our marriage or because we had turned our backs on God? Ultimately, it was because we didn't bow down to religion and legalism. In other words, we didn't look and sound like him, so we were wrong, right? Keep in mind, this is a man who never spoke any blessings over my wife and I, but nothing but curses. And of course it hurt, but after thinking about it, we come to a few conclusions. Just because a bad thing happens doesn't mean it's God's judgment on us. Just because someone says they're representing God doesn't mean that they are. The only judgment going on here was my father towards us, and this was nothing new. You see, our words are like seeds that are getting sown every time that we speak. And my father's words were like weeds that, given the opportunity, could consume my life. Weeds of hurt and bitterness and judgment that were simply the overflow of what was in his heart. Instead of allowing his weeds to consume our garden, my wife and I chose to plant more of God's word. Ultimately, we had to draw the line in that relationship, and by doing so, this is what we were saying. Don't come over here planting your weeds in my garden. You want to plant them in yours, feel free to do so. As far as my wife and I and our children, our family, you will not plant your weeds here because this is where the weeds are going to stop. Just because someone sows weeds in their garden doesn't give them permission to sow them in yours. I'm sorry that's happened to you, but I'm here to tell you that God does not hate you. Matter of fact, God is doing a new thing. But when God does a new thing, it requires a tough decision on our part. Like letting go of the things that are trying to hold back the new things God is doing. Those weeds don't belong in your garden.
Yeah, people can use some very hurtful words, and they can use the name of God in the middle of it and say, well, he told me this about you. My goodness. Be careful with people like that. I love the way that he handled that because, hey, There's no place in my garden for your weeds, so keep your weeds over there. Sometimes you just gotta be that way, you know? Gotta protect your peace. Oh, peace. Here's Chris Rice with Peace on Earth, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I see you, Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you for being here. You too, Laverne, Tennessee. I see you hanging out with us. Huntsville's here, Birmingham. We've got Albertville. We've got Gunnersville. We've got Joel Modis in Palm Coast, Florida. He requested that Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton song earlier. He said it was just right. Put a little pep in his step. I'm glad you enjoyed it, sir. Hey, I love playing your requests here, so if you ever have one, please reach out. Let me know. My number to text is 256-967-0885. I'd love to hear from you. All right, coming up next, we'll have a little humorous story from a local author. It's got a little spiritual twist to it, so I hope that you'll stick around and hear it for yourself. After Matt Maher and Glory, Let There Be Peace, right here, right now, on the Lifeline Morning Show. Barbara Eubanks is a local author she wrote a book called Humorous Happenings in Holy Places, 101 Anecdotes and Devotionals, and every morning around this time I've been sharing one of these with you. And this morning we take a look at number 38, Round, Young, Virgin. Children often sing songs long before the meaning of the song hits home with them. As a child, I always sang Christmas carols with much vim and vigor. To the top of my lungs, I would sing, Round, Young Virgin. So tender and mild, I was a preteen before I checked out the words in a hymnal and realized that I should have been singing Round, Young Virgin. Mary faced enough ridicule and embarrassment without my adding pounds to her. In the beginning, even Joseph doubted her story. Thankfully, though, God sent an angel to him to confirm Mary's story. What God asked of Mary was no small task, but he provided for her needs, and she praised God for choosing her to be the mother of Jesus. May we all be as willing to do what God asks of us, just as Mary was. Luke 1:31 says, You'll be with child and give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus. Barbara suggests reading Luke chapter 1, verses 26 through 35, and pray that God will give you a willing heart to be what he wants you to be in his story. Oh, I love that. Again, that's Barbara Eubanks, Humorous Happenings in Holy Places, 101 Anecdotes and Devotionals, and that was number 38 this morning. Come back tomorrow. We'll read another one together. And hey, you can check this book out for yourself. BarbaraEubanks.com. She's got her own website. You can find it right there. Okay, so let's see what we got. Miss Mary. Miss Mary said that she would like to hear this Christmas, the OG version. So let's do it. Donny Hathaway, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. If you could use some help with some groceries, well, there are some amazing things happening right here in our community. The St. Vincent de Paul food pantries are happening today. 4:30 to 5:30 at Mary's House, St. William Catholic Church at 929 Gunter Avenue in Gunnersville, and from 5 until 6 at Chapel of the Holy Cross at 1534 Whitesville Road in Albertville. So what do you need in order to get groceries? Well, you're just going to need a few things, okay? Bring a picture ID with you that matches you, and bring a bill, an envelope with your current address on it, okay? The address doesn't even have to be in our area, but basically that's what you need. Just those two things, and maybe you could get some help with some groceries. This time of year, I know some people are hurting, just barely scraping by. So if that's you, then you need to know about this. The food pantry is happening today from 4:30 to 5:30 at St. William Catholic Church in Gunnersville, and from 5 to 6 at Chapel of the Holy Cross down in Albertville, okay? All right, just wanted to make sure that you knew. And now it's time for us to do something else. Well, the time has come for me to bid you adieu. But before I do, I'd like to share with you an inspiring quote. In fact, some might say it's a most inspiring quote of the day. You see, today we're talking about sharing kindness. Why is that so important? Well, that's exactly what this quote talks about. Mark Twain said it, "Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see." Oh, I love that. It's like the universal language, right? You don't have to know somebody's language, actually. You don't have to be this, that, or the other. When you share kindness, it is well received. There's just something about it. It breaks down walls. It breaks down barriers. Wow. So what does that say to you? I know what it says to me, that if I can just share a smile with somebody, if I can go out of my way to help somebody out, and just a little tiny thing, if I can give a compliment, if I can hold that door open for somebody who's coming into the same store behind me, you know what? Those little things add up, and sometimes those little things make the biggest difference in somebody's life. So I want you to do this today. Spread the kindness. Find ways to do it. And let's see how we change our world. One small act of kindness at a time. Because that's how it happens. Okay? All right. I'll see you right back here tomorrow from 6 to 10 for another Lifeline Morning Show. We'll have another car line competition as well. I love playing that game. Who knows? You could win tomorrow. Let's find out, shall we? All right. Well, that wraps it up for me. You can catch the podcast over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just type in Lifeline Morning Show on those platforms. See you tomorrow.